this is where it becomes interesting. The earning models. Again, emphasized partner incentive in EA is approximately 1%, depending on the type of technology that's included in your enterprise agreement, and always rewarded with a back-end fee. So something you as a client do not have any clarity on. We always try to make a fee calculation to let the client show, well, this is the fee the partner makes, and it's up to you to do what you like to do with it. Azure, there's always a percentage based upon the actual consumption. Again, also granted as a kickback. Rebate between 4 and 10%, depending on the case and the market. So the higher the level is, the less the percentages the partner gets. We especially see that there are high fees awarded within the level A and B enterprise agreements. We also expect that will change in the coming year. I think we will further decline the fees for the LSPs, also to promote them to go to CSP, because the incentives are higher in CSP. So more or less the partners will also be pushed. So, and this is all, from my perspective, is manipulating the market. So it's not fair that they do it like this. So we always feel that Microsoft should give you the option, and either way, which option you should choose, it shouldn't matter from a commercial and price perspective. But that is just simply not the case. There are huge consequences when you're choosing for one option or another. Having the same assessment for CSP, it's always based upon a reseller margin, based upon the buying price from the partner, and in addition, they also get an incentive. And the Azure, the Azure incentive is always based upon the actual factual consumption. So that one is the same actually as the enterprise agreement. Rebates, crazy, could go up to 30% depending on the type of product and the type of segment you are in. So for instance, if you are a Dynamics partner and you're handling with a Dynamics partner, those Dynamics partners are getting large rebates on specific SKUs. So you should be very cautious around that. With Office 365, that's all mainstream and has a few percent of rebate and kickback. But especially with the strategic Microsoft technology, such as Business Central, such as Dynamics, really crazy rebates there. So you should be very cautious when you are negotiating such deal. I would even say you should have that conversation with us, because we can make it very clear to you where the money goes. And we always want to ensure that it will go into the client's pocket instead of the Microsoft pocket. Next slide. Earning models. Again, so a repeat of what I already was stating. EAs are still very important to the LSPs, because that's the main, it's the main connection why clients are choosing for an LSP. It's not like if you are handling an enterprise agreement, you have to select a license partner. So most of the clients we speak said, well, why do we even need them? It's mandatory. Microsoft has just said, well, you need an LSP. So no matter what, you have to pick one. That's something that is often in favor of the LSPs. So if you are pushing for an enterprise agreement, you can't work with your local partner or a smaller partner. You really have to go to the big LSPs in order to do that. And that could be very beneficial, because you are handling a negotiation with your LSP, but most LSPs are not so into negotiation, and often are not too transparent on their earning models. So we would really recommend you to have a conversation around that. Again, stating crazy margins, more than 20% for just delivering a license. That's, in our perspective, that's not good. Often we see that within the CSP market, that the larger CSP parks have better pricing, especially the international global parties have better buying prices at Microsoft. So there's a lot of change in the CSP market as well. Should you ever consider going to CSP, go to not only to the big ones, but also the small ones, because the smaller CSP can have a connection with a very large CSP, and that way you can still buy a very favorable price. So it's worthwhile to investigate more than one partner.